Hey, Steve.
Hey, Jan.
How you doing?
Oh, pretty good. How are things over there?
Good, good. The weather's going to be really, really, really nice today. I had a little trip to Central Park not long ago, a few
Oh, did
days
you?
back.
Oh,
Love my Central Park.
here, here. Yeah, when I visited back in, well, I've actually been to New York twice. I visited in '08. That's when I got a very extensive, you know, tour of the area. Central Park, Battery Park. You know, um, of course, we went and ate at a fantastic delicatessen called
Yeah.
Sarge's, which,
Oh, yeah.
mind you, if I ever go back there again, that's one of the and unfortunately, one of my favorite stores that's been around since the beginning of time or since the early '70s is no more, because I had bought some audio equipment from them over the years, and a lot of music too, the J&R Music Computer World.
Oh,
But
yeah.
unfortunately, they've gone
Wow. I
away
know.
because of Amazon and other means. But um, so I did enjoy uh, visiting when I went to Central Park. Central Park, beautiful. The horses,
Yes.
the horse carousel. That's back when my youngest nephew was about 10, 9 or 10. But
Yes.
now he's a senior in college and about to graduate. So,
I cannot believe how fast the time has gone.
oh, I
I
know,
just,
I
oh,
know.
my word.
Yeah.
Well, Steve, I have to say something. The other night, you kind of threw me off for a loop. I did not expect an upload from you at that point. So I'm going through my, YouTube feed. All of a sudden, I see Steve Young uploaded. It's like, what? It was like in the evening, which was a really nice surprise. Which, by the way, anyone watching, this is why it's important to hit the notification bell, because if you really like a content creator, you never know, especially you have a random channel. I mean, you don't know when that person's going to upload. Keep on your click that bell. So I was happy to find out. Now, Steve, that recipe looks so freaking good.
Well,
How did it actually turn out for
it
you?
turned out extremely well for a first time. Um, Mind you, I don't normally purchase cube steak. So if I ever go to make this recipe again, which I will, I'm going to go a different direction. I will probably use a decent grade of hamburger meat, like regular hamburger patties. And what I want to do, I didn't do it this last time, although it was mentioned. But what I want to do is I want to pan sear just a little bit the hamburger patty a little, maybe throw the onion in with it to bring it, and then incorporate everything over to the slow cooker. I think it'll bring the flavor up a little. Not that it didn't have any flavor. I give myself an A+. But the second time I do a recipe, I'm trying to figure out other ways to improve it. I've always been that way. So I'll
Yeah,
go
it'll caramelize it. I think you're right. I think that would work.
normalizing, yes. So I'm going to go that route, maybe a good 85, 90%, you know, meat. Because I don't know what the grade of meat was on the cube steak. It's decent. Didn't really have a lot of fat in it, but um,
Which is good because if you're doing like a stewy, soupy kind of thing, you don't want be like swallowing like loads of grease.
no, no, you don't. And luckily, this didn't have all that much, if any, in it.
Good.
I'm going to enclose on my thumbnail. I'll enclose a picture of how it turned out and how it looked in the slow cooker. Now, mind you, looking at it in the slow cooker, you're going to see a lot of broth. Um, but I also found out something else in the course of this recipe. Not that I don't like cream of celery, I don't. I mean, I do like it. But they do say you could do cream of chicken and cream of mushroom, which cream of mushroom happens to be one of my favorite soups that I enjoy. So
Yeah.
I will I'm going to make a couple alterations next time when I do it. Or if I don't want to go that route, as you mentioned as we were talking before we went on, stew meat.
Absolutely. If you don't like, if you're the type of person that's not interested in cube steak, get the stew meat. Oh my gosh, you could do so many things with it. I like to those, those beef chunks, the ones
Yeah,
that
yeah.
like it's like chuck. It's what I do because it's already chunked up. I freeze it. Then I partially thaw it out, Steve, the day I want to use it, and I cut it into thinner slices. And then I saute that, brown it in a skillet on a low, very low for a minute to give flavor, season it up, throw that whole thing inside the slow cooker and whatever other ingredients, whatever vegetables. Amazing, Steve. Sometimes I do it with peppers, like beef and peppers and rice. Like the rice I cook at the end separately, put everything on a bed of rice. Oh my word, that is just so good. Or on a crusty roll.
Mm,
This is economical. We're not talking about expensive meals here.
no, no. And I'll tell you something else I'm about to do. Um, I'm going to mention a repurposed tip that will come from this meal. I'm going to save the broth, the soup mix that I, along with the beefy onion that I put on at the very top. You just sprinkle it on, but don't do anything, and then let the heat, take it the rest of the way. I'm going to save that broth, soup mix, whatever you want to call it, and the next time I make rice aroni, I'm going to add that broth to it.
Excellent.
Do
Oh
you
my
nec-
gosh.
do you necessarily have to just use it on rice aroni? No, you could even do it on, say, a bed of vermicelli pasta, which I like.
Good point. Or noodles, right?
Yeah, any type of noodle, egg noodle, the vermicelli, whatever pasta, fettuccine, linguine, whatever you think would be compatible.
Wow.
And well, it would almost be like an alternative, even though I do have one easy, simple 3 ingredient recipe for stroganoff. This could be another alter alteration of that. You
Yes,
know,
I love do-over meals because you're getting the balance of the fresher meal that you made versus sometimes outside element or whatever. And you're really stretching your budget painlessly.
yeah,
Steve, I always try to encourage people to save money, but that does not mean you have to live a non-abundant life. I consider it an abundance that you have that beautiful fresh meal that you put together in the slow cooker while you get to do other things in your
things.
life while that's cooking, right?
Yeah,
I mean, this is part of having an abundant life, not just financially, but time wise. For example, Steve, if I want to record a few things, I could put up my slow cooker meal and just do what I have to do. I create about 62 videos a month. So I can use all the help I can get.
mhm.
So slow cooker is very helpful.
It is. No, that's why that it's probably one of the top five kitchen appliances in a household, and that's another reason why it's been around for so long. I mean,
Right.
a slow cooker's been around. Oh my goodness, ever since I can remember back, even when you were a child. But still, there's a reason why a slow cooker is still being around today in a household appliance. And the one that I have, I got a really good deal on it. It's only a 4.5 quart. I bought it back in 2017. It's about a 39 $40 slow cooker, but I got it for 22 or 3 with tax at Walmart. It's a touchpad, it's not a knob.
Yes.
What I like about the touchpad is when it gets through cooking, it goes over to a warm setting.
I love that feature. I don't have that one, but I love that feature. So anybody getting it, you got a tremendously good
I
price
did.
on that.
I did. Yeah, the other one having the old knob, you got to be careful because it that doesn't automatically go to warm. That's whatever you set it at. If you're not that, you have to be there for. If you're not, you're going to burn your food.
Right. You have to, be mindful like any other time you're cooking anything. You have to be mindful. You have a unit that's using up heat, that's cooking whatever it is. And I'm not putting down any of the newer appliances. I love my no, I don't have an instant pot. I love my air fryer. Anyone that uses an instant pot, that's great, terrific. But I would hate to just put to the side and forget about slow cooker. No, slow cooker has been my financial friend in the kitchen for years.
I I don't have it here with me, but I do have the Power XL pressure cooker, which is really what an Instapot is.
Yeah.
Um, oh, you get any food that would normally take 2, 3 hours, you can cook in a pressure cooker for about in 20, 30 minutes. It's done. It comes out great, yes. But the only thing is, whenever you go to add your ingredients into the pressure cooker, make sure your ingredients are correct because you cannot go back and fix it.
Right, right.
Not in the duration that the food is cooking. After it's done, then you have to go over and let the air out because it's steam buildup. Let the air out.
Right.
Then you can take the lid off and check it. But make sure your ingredients, once you put it in there and close that lid because it builds up pressure, is correct. Because, like I said, I mean, that's not saying you can't go back and fix it, but you got to wait that duration.
A little bit of mindfulness, no matter what you're doing, goes far, but especially when you're, working with food and we work hard for our money. This is why I mention all the time on my Monday through Friday show, my Instant Coffee with Jan show. I open it up with good morning, and I love to tell people save some more of their what hard earned money
Right. Sure.
because money just. I don't know about you, Steve, but money just doesn't grow on trees or is handed to me magically or any. No, no. So if it takes effort for me to obtain my money, I'm not just going to sit around and throw it away. I take my money very seriously. And I think that that's important. I really, really do.
Yeah, so do I. So do
But
I.
no, but that recipe looked really good. And I'm glad, it turned out. And I love that it is interchangeable.
It is interchangeable, and there's just so many things you can do with it. Like I said, like you mentioned, the stew meat, chicken breast, which I do like chicken. You know, the only I do like my red meat. Being of a O positive blood type, they say that we're deficient or have an iron deficiency. Well, or low, I should say. And they do recommend that we should eat some type of red meat, 3 to 4 ounces, the size of the palm of your hand, they say, about, once a day at minimum. And, because it benefits us. Do I always like to get my protein and iron always from red meat? No, because you can also get it from other sources too. I think chicken has got a certain amount of it. Um, Pork is another one. You pay less per pound. And I'll have to tell you, if you know what you're doing with pork, you can do pretty good with pork in a slow cooker. It doesn't always have to be red meat because
Right.
red meat, a good cut of red meat is going to run you a little bit of money. I mean,
And you can make macaroni and cheese in a slow cooker too. For those that don't want meat that night,
I
you've
did
done
that
it. I know you've done that.
right. I just wish I could go back and remember the recipe I had. I forgot. I got it off of YouTube. This was years before I became who I am today, as you all know me. But I did make it. It had half and half and milk and Velveeta, but I don't remember the exact. It had evaporated milk. Anyway, about an hour and a half, you have got a really good batch of mac and cheese. It's better than what you can get out of a box.
And you know what I love about that hour and a half? Because many times we're tired. So what people do at the end of the day, they make that phone call. The phone call that costs them a tip. Okay. No. Instead, you could put up something like that, literally just putting it up and following easy instructions. In that hour and a half, you could sit down, watch a little bit of a movie. Your kids need a bath. You could give their bath. You could get started on other stuff. That way, at the end of it all, do your dishes. Bye bye. You are done for the evening and just totally relax.
Right. I myself, like I said, I've got a lot. I've got a couple of three apps if I want to watch a movie or a TV show. I've basically more or less have got a built-in red box type thing, where you can go and rent a movie. You pay your $1, you get the DVD. Well, I kind of have that already built in here on a couple of apps that I use, so I can pretty much pull up whatever movie I want. Uh,
That's awesome. That's awesome. Dinner time should not be stressful. Meal planning should not be rocket science. This is where a lot of people have such a wonderful opportunity to keep some more of their own hard earned money.
sure.
I mean, just like, okay, if we use less ingredients, Steve, many times you've represented shows that had less ingredients in the meal. The less ingredients you need, the less ingredients you need to buy. The less ingredients you use your whatever method, your life is easier. Less money. You're not depriving, you're slowing down.
Yeah, no, if you were to go back at one time, like I said, this is the first recipe that I've out in a, a few months because I used to have a show every Tuesday called Recipe Tuesday, but I've kind of gotten away from that. But back when I was doing it, I've actually posted a couple of 3 and 4 ingredient recipes. One is the stroganoff, one is the potato soup. Easy, easy, easy. And the other one is like a poor man's jambalaya. All that is Spanish or Mexican rice roni. If you don't want to go that route, you could use Zatarans, I'm sure, with tomato sauce in it. Then you're putting in like a good kielbasa that's been sautéed a little bit. You throw that in and you mix it together.
Yes.
Easy, easy, simple,
And the
affordable.
beauty part, Steve, is that your stuff is still up there. All a person has to do is dumb back through the older
Right.
recipes. You made, I mean, literally hundreds of shows on it. I mean, a couple of years of Recipe Tuesday, in my opinion. Am I correct?
There's a good 70 something episodes of it out there.
Well, that's a lot. All right, almost 170 something episodes is not nothing to sneeze at, you
No,
know?
it's not. It's not. It's probably around 75 episodes. I never really counted them,
Check
but
out his Recipe Tuesday shows. The recipes are really, really good. Steve, let's talk a minute, if you don't mind switching gears for a minute,
all
about
right. What?
optical illusions.
No.
Well, I used to do things the old fashioned way, Steve. When I first started on this platform, I was unaware until I found out on my own later on, much later on, that we could record shows and tape them in the future. So what I used to do is tape shows like actually at 5 a.m. every day. And actually, I'd be in a different, outfit or whatever. But now Steve and I do a thing called batch recording
Hmm.
sometimes. Steve, what possible problem could happen if people are watching batch recorded shows? What what optical illusion could they think?
um, I have to put it out there. I'll be honest with you. This is airing on Saturday, April 15th. But I want all of you to know that this episode that we're doing at the present was recorded 5 days before that. This was recorded around the 10th, just to let you all know. So if you see somebody with their hair a certain way, yeah, I need a haircut and that'll be remedied because I need to do that. But that's not why I'm here. I'm not here because of, oh, Steve's got hair out of place. So what? That's not why I'm here. He's got the same shirt. So what? That's not why I'm here. I'm here to talk to you and give you a plethora of information to be of help that you could use and so on and so on. That's why I'm here. not because I have a hair out of place or I'm wearing the same shirt or I might have a speck of dirt on my wall. So what? Guess what? We live in an imperfect world anyway.
Yes.
I mean, if you think back for a minute, no matter how much you clean something, it's still dirty. Think about that for a minute.
Now, you're right, Steve. Like, I'll give you an example. I have this newer show. Everybody knows about my Instant Coffee with Jan show. It's been on well over a year, Monday through Friday. But I also started another show. It's literally called a No Frills Video. Why is it called No Frills Video? Because I just jump right into the point, and the show is usually done with 5 minutes or less. That's the goal, because not everybody has 8 minutes. Not everybody has battery life for 12 minutes. Not everybody has time, whatever. Or some people just like that, boom, get right to the point. So what I do, I'm not going to stretch a whole week and make individual videos. I'm a busy person. I have a family. I'm a New Yorker. I'm a busy person. Make a long story short, I will batch record. So let's say I don't feel like switching my shirt for every recording. That person may be watching that show Monday through Friday and they're thinking by Wednesday, doesn't she ever get out of that shirt? They don't know I might have recorded 5 or 6 shows in 1 hour. That is one of the optical illusions. And I'm just so shocked that people can be so focused on someone's hair out of place, like you just mentioned, or a
Mhm.
spot on a doorknob or a wall. What about the person's message? The person took the time to write a show. The person took the time to create a show to help others. I mean, I'm not here being a gazillionaire by any stretch. It's almost a charity. Oh, I never wanted to say that out loud, but it's practically a charity. That's all I can say.
It's also the truth, so you're not really
No,
saying
I
anything.
right. I can't lie. It's not like, oh, I'm making $1 gazillion here. I'm not.
Yeah,
But I
no,
do have to pay my StreamYard every month.
right, right. Luckily, I myself, in the case of the StreamYard, I pay it yearly because I get a little bit of a discount for doing that. So,
Right.
um, you again, not that I'm trying to promote StreamYard, but yes, you do have
Well,
a
we
version,
like our StreamYard. We do.
but you do have a version where you can use it complimentary, where you don't have to pay.
Right.
The
That's right.
only
That option is there.
downside,
Yes.
one downside, you have to renew every 7 days.
Right.
And the thing of it is it's not that hard to do. You just go back, give an email address, they send you a code, enter the code, and you just go from there. It's not that hard. I was on the freebie for the longest time. And then I noticed you got the plan that you're on, and then something led me over to that because there is a way to tell when somebody's on the free plan versus the paid plan.
Right.
Look at me, top right hand corner. I've got a 74 Cadillac up there. Yes, at one time I owned that car. But a way to tell if you're using the free plan versus the paid for plan, that picture up there would be a duck.
Right. The duck gives it away, and there's nothing wrong for that. And I think that it's wonderful option for someone never trying this platform to try it. I think it's a wonderful thing. But at some point when you're serious, I record all the time for my channel, and I want my own brand, whatever that brand may be.
Yeah.
I don't want a duck in the corner because I am a regular uploader. And please, I'm not complaining. I'm just explaining the facts as they are. So, you know, optical illusion. I am not going to change my shirt 5 times in 1 hour to batch record. So that's just the way it is.
Hmm.
Either you honor the message or you don't like the message and you could not have to watch it.
Well, in my case, if I have a thought or something comes to me topically, I really don't care how I look. If it happens to hit me that moment and it's fresh on my mind, I'm coming over here, blah, and I'm gonna put the video recorded. I'm gonna record the video. It doesn't matter if I'm wearing this shirt, a blue one, a black one, a green one, whatever I'm wearing, whether my hair is sticking straight up or it looks like this or whatever. If something comes to me, I'm here.
Steve, can you imagine if the camera was turned the other way, what sights we might see? I don't even want to get into that. Just saying the truth, folks. So we all need to be just into the message, not, this is my opinion. The message, the person took the time, not, oh, how come they filmed it that way or in that corner? I'm like, wow, everybody's a critic. Make your own channel. Then you'll know what it's like. Oh.
Well, if the camera, I hope I'm not too outspoken when I say this.
Oh, we're always outspoken.
If the camera was flipped the other way, um, don't expect to see King Charles or Princess Diana.
Not all the time, no.
And mind you, please do mind that I highly respected Diana as a lady. I
Right,
really did.
right.
But no, they don't look the best either. No, because
We all try our best, the ones viewing and the ones in front of the camera. We care about everyone. I just wish that people would stop focusing on the spot on the wall.
yeah,
That lady's hair is like this way, or oh, he's wearing that shirt. What about the message? Like we're trying to help people
that's
keep more
what
money in their pocket or whatever random message Steve has or recipe.
that's what counts. Who gives a rat's blankety blank how we look? Because on the other end, you still got people in their pajamas that are staying in.
Right. God bless them.
You probably got curlers in your hair if you're a woman.
We're all human beings, you know. We're not robots yet.
Oh, if I were a robot, boy, the
By
thing.
the way, all of my work, Steve, just for the record, I want to
Yeah,
say this on record. All of my work, I don't use those intelligence things. I use my own brain. I speak my own human voice. That's the way it works for me.
me
I
too.
will never, I don't care what people say, well, you could make more money if you, I don't care. There's nothing replacing human anything. That's my opinion.
Right. No, that's why you're you and I'm me. And, you know, am I ever forever grateful that I have the subscribers that I do? Yes.
Yes, we love them.
But always know one thing, and I don't mean this in any negative form, but it is the truth. Nobody has to be, if you don't want to, nobody has to be a subscriber of mine or yours because you have, I'm just throwing it out there, you do have other YouTube channels you can go to if you prefer,
Absolutely.
you know,
And
Joe.
that's a wonderful option. I'm grateful for the 5 minutes. Let's say a person only for 5 minutes of their life encountered my channel and they said it wasn't a fit for them. Thank you for that 5 minutes. I feel blessed. I
Yeah,
appreciate you.
yeah,
That's nothing wrong of that. There's nothing wrong with that. This is, like we have choices. That's all.
that's right. No, we do. That's why the old saying, different strokes for different folks, because, what one person may like, this person over here may like some great. But like you said, if somebody comes along, even if they offer a couple of 3 minutes of their time
It's
to,
very kind.
right,
Very, very kind. Time, money you could get back. And I've always said that, Steve, right? Money is replaceable. People are not. Time is not replaceable. I
just,
think highly of the person who took their time out of their busy schedule to listen to some person from this city. Thank you so much. I
yeah,
really appreciate you. I really, really do. I'm not even just saying that, Steve.
something my mom always said to me, and she's right. You know, she, she's no longer with me, but one thing she always said to me: money comes and it goes.
Yeah.
That means when it goes, there's an opportunity to get, you may not get it all back, but
Oh,
some of it will come back to you in good ways. that's how money is. It's a come and go because you got to use money for utilities, your rent,
Your mom was right.
but at the same time, you also get money back, you know. But
Steve, you see this notebook? This simple notebook has my very important show notes. I don't have a scripted show, but I have show notes. Like I have to put ideas. Oh, okay, let me do like that show using the analogy of a pizza to sectioning off someone's paycheck. That way, 10 years from now, somebody might think, oh, yeah, pizza, paycheck, whatever. But it all comes from here. Real, real, real. Now, like you mentioned about your mom with money, guess what? See this piece of paper? I could take this piece of paper representing money. I spend it, gone, gone, gone. Guess what? I could go back and get some more. But my friend uses their time.
you can. No, that's right. That's absolutely right.
And guess what? It's not replaceable. So anyway.
No, I have learned as I've gotten older. Um, Plus, this being a little bit off topic here, and then we'll finish off. But um, I have learned, especially when you're a victim of being robbed one time, you learn that most, not everything, most material things. Now, an heirloom or something like that, that might not be replaceable because there might be, but it would have to be something that's not very common. But for the most part, yes, it is. But material things are replaceable. So if things get stolen or taken from you, you can get it back. I mean, you know, so don't always think material things are cherished. I mean, some are. We, as a human being, are cherished. We're here one time.
Right.
One time.
Right.
Material things you can get again and again and again for the most part.
Exactly.
All right. Well, Jan, this was a good lineup of
Thanks for having me.
anytime. And this was a good lineup. We touched on a few things. We got some things off our chest.
Yeah.
And like I say, definitely give that recipe I made a try. Remember now, that's the first time I ever made it. It's not something that wasn't a recipe that was given to me. It was given to me by a friend.
And let Steve know if you've made something like that in a comment section.
Yeah. All right.
Don't forget to smash down the like button on Steve's channel and head on over to my channel once in a while.
Right. All right. Like I said, I got a new channel name that I've just branched onto what I have everywhere with Steve Young 74. And then, of course, Jam from New York City Saves Money. We will see you guys back here next Saturday. Take care. Have a good weekend.
Bye.